So we're back with Mike and Lisa, and we're going to talk today about making those times together that you have outside of deployment count, knowing that you're going to have these times of separation coming. So how do you connect, Lisa?
Well, one of the things that he shared or brought into our relationship when we were dating was targets of opportunity, that little phrase. And they have just carried through our 12 or so years together of anytime there's a target of opportunity, he takes it or I act on it. And so when we know a deployment is coming, sometimes we can know 3 months in advance, sometimes we've known as much as 9 months in advance. And we do start to shift our focus, our intention on our calendar of looking for targets of opportunity, of things to ensure that we celebrate, things that we want to do. There may be a little bit more caution to the wind, I guess, on a weekend if we want to just go and enjoy food or whatever. There may be a little bit more of that, knowing that what's coming is the time of separation. Yeah. And so I think we do a good job of just using that way. And we are a blended family as well, so protecting time, then you add in the military piece. I think we've gotten good at protecting the calendar and knowing this is our time as a family, this is our time as a married couple. And I think that's important to do, whatever the structure of the family looks like. Just like many couples are really great at honoring that date night and keeping that on the calendar. I think for us that's heightened when a deployment is coming. We almost to a fault can seclude in too, but there's purpose in that for us because there's things we need to discuss. There's hard things we have to discuss in preparing for that. So that's how we connect, is we make sure that we are strong and we are focused as we head into a long-term separation.
Seems like we use the word intentional in everything we're talking about, but you're very intentional there and very, because it has to be, you've got to set that time aside or that 3 months, 9 months, whatever it is, can just fly by. And you haven't done the things to prepare. And preparing, it sounds like, makes a huge difference. What would you add, Mike?
Just on the, as you approach the deployment cycle, requirements are more, training events become more, so we even really have to, hey, look, this weekend here, I'll be back home. So it's not on the deployment date that we ramp up to that with a lot of activity. So even more so that weekend, those 4 days, I'm going to take time off, so will you. Recognizing we have to do that.
Yeah, and so even with the planning, are there things that still can get in the way? Like what?
We've been pretty lucky. Her job's very understanding with the deployments I've been on. This past deployment as a commander, I try to be very protective of not only my time, but showing by example, hey, look, guys, you have to spend time with your family in order to prepare, basically stocking up some of the stuff in the bank account on emotional together. So I don't know that anything really snuck up on us or...
Well, things can get in the way, like, kids' schedules, those are things that I can't plan for.
Something can come up.
Yeah, those things like that come up that might take us away from being able to do something else that we would rather do.
When you're in that time and you're prioritizing, what works best for you? What do you guys really try to make sure we want to build some of this into that time before? Is it dates? Is it conversations?
So for me, I got to make sure in preparation to go, I got to make sure the home is taken care of. They know all the contacts. Financially, there's no question on accessibility to finances in case something happens. Deliberately talk to some friends on, hey, Lisa, here's a point of contact for roofing or anything in the home or anything cars. A couple of good friends really stepped up and did things with Nate to make sure he's spiritually connected with great people. Those were important for me. So I got to blend that into the emotional, because that's all kind of taking care of or preparing side of it.
So do you see that as Mike's doing it, or is it once he's gone and you see the results of what he's done? Or both?
Both.
Yeah.
I think both, because I'm very much a planner. So, I mean, we have a binder, it's a deployment binder.
Different color
So
pens.
There's a list in there of who I'm going to call for the roof. There's, in the family calendar, the alert goes off to change the air filters. There's things that make total sense to me, but I also know that he has prepared us well to be able to take care of those things. So, it's both, I think. I see it happening and I'm a part of the process, but I also feel the weight when he's gone.
But is there some security knowing that my husband's gone, but he has prepared well for me while he's gone?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So how do you deal with the knowledge the deployment's going to happen? Like when Mike did second deployment, you knew there was going to be a third deployment, right? You just, for a while, didn't know when that was going to be. But that was always hanging over your head.
There was a
It's
time.
excitement for him.
It is very exciting. There was, as I was moving on down my career, and everybody has a shelf life. I had told her about a year before the deployment, like, man, I just want to get one more deployment, love to go back to Afghanistan. And about 6 months out, she said, before I knew, I think you're going to deploy again. And then my boss called me in and said, we've received our notification and 180th Cav is deploying to Afghanistan and you'll take them over. So there's excitement for me. I mean, for me, it's an adventure. It's continuous to support of what I truly believe in, the nation, and for her, the lens is a little bit different. Yeah.
It's part of being a wife of
Right.
a military person.
Right, because I support and I honor, and I'm so proud of who he is and what he does, and there's that side of it. But there's also a sense of honor that I take on too, that I get to sit in that seat and that I get to be a part of it with him. I don't have so much a sense of dread, really. I just feel like we are in this together. That's going to be his role in it, and this is my role in it. It's not that I enjoy it every day or any of the days. It's just that I think I have to change how I view it, as he signed up to do this and I fully support that. And I'm not going to worry about him and his worry. I'm going to do my part here, and I'm going to be praying for him to come home quickly and safely, as with all the others that he is with. And so for me, I don't ever look at it as a sense of dread. I look at it as more of a sense of it's our duty.
I think one of the things I've loved about you is I've heard you talk about things like that over the years, is that you not only have accepted the role of being a military wife, but you've really embraced it. And that's pretty cool.
I can say for me, I don't think I could have a more supportive family, you know, and you've talked to Lisa throughout the years, and the support that she gives, I don't worry about that. I don't worry about that. My daughter Corey, I've never had a worry that she didn't support it, or that she was it was a burden to her that I was in. And Nate, both of them very patriotic and love what the military does, and Nate loves it too, and didn't really, I knew he'd be okay. He wouldn't go off the rails while I was gone. So I think it's very important for me to be successful. I couldn't do or be as focused as I need to be without, Lisa, Nate, and Corey, and the support that they gave me over there. Just not having to worry about what was going on back here. It's essential.
Okay, thanks.